Right, we're back on this one today, guys. Quite a bit has changed since I've been here. I've not been here for a few weeks. All the other trades have been in. I need to get my hot and colds up into here today, up into that ensuite that's upstairs. All this bathroom I need to get first fixed. Bath under the window basically, toilet and basin. And then upstairs, I think plans have changed a bit because they couldn't get the bath in where they wanted. So hopefully they've done another drawing. Looks like the fire alarm guys are here. Basically bath is going along here now. Then we've got toilet and basin, I believe, and then towel rail. I don't know, I'll have to have a look where the towel rail's going. So that's basically it up here. Before the bath was going along there, I'm just going to have to look at my waste pipe. They'll have to box it in. And then downstairs, in where the old garage was, I might even be able to get my waste pipe along this studding or something. I'll have a look at that. And then downstairs, where the old garage was, it's really dark. I was hoping to get all my central heating pipes under the floor, but they've already put all the floors down now. So I'll have to go up and over the top, which is a bit unfortunate. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to get done today. Bit under pressure on this one. I'm being chased by everybody, so just need to crack on really. We'll just get all our clips put on the wall. Hopefully there's not a joist at the top. You should really check first, but I can offset anyway to miss it. So just get these banged on, nice and level, and then hot and cold straight up then, and then we should just be able to go straight across in the eaves. I've spaced these clips off, so we should be able to get some nice thick lagging on to try and keep the heat into the pipe and stop the cold picking the heat up from the hot. That's the theory anyway. They've had to come this far out because the angle of the ceiling, it slopes, but they've got to box all this in anyway, so it's not a problem. I just need to first fix my hot and colds, probably just do it on the surface because it's all behind the unit. So feed for the toilet, feed for the basin, feed for the bath. I will put a blender over there as well under the bath, and then just pick them up with these hot and colds that are down here, and then I'm done in this bit then. That's my toilet feed, basement feeds, just need to solder them up. Hot and colds going up there, and I'm going to use them for the bath so I don't leave any dead legs. So I'll hook these under the floor and they'll just come along and blender, and then I've just got to chop in for the shower then as well. That's the plan anyway. So pretty much all them are in now. So these are my hot and colds, basically picking these up. I can connect the hot in but the cold's still live. I've got them, that joint went a bit wrong, but it doesn't look too bad. It's all going to be boxing anyway. So pretty much they're all in now. I just need to cap these off. And then I'll get these connected in, then I'll I'll probably go up in the roof next, and then I'll sort them out last because I need to get a lot of the first fix in today because the plasterers are coming on Wednesday apparently. I'm nowhere near done. That's my hot all connected in. Soldering's not the best, but it's all under the floor, you'll never see it. So I'll leave the cold till last. I'll get all the other first fix in, and then I'll connect this in when everybody else is gone, so we've still got toilets and stuff on site. Then I obviously have to cap all these feeds off, but pretty much that's all jigged up. I've just got to put a basin wasting off air somehow. I don't like teeing them together. I could put a tee in there, but on that 1.5 inch, but I don't really want to do that. I'd sooner keep them separate. So I've just got this to first fix, but I think I'm going to go up in the roof and get basically them pipes stuck along to my ensuite now, which is going to be fun. So in here we need cold feed to the toilet, probably down there. I'll put it in there somewhere. Cold feed to the basin, cold and hot to the basin, and a waste. Obviously that socket will be gone. And then originally the bath was going that way, but it's going this way now, so we need hot and cold blended supply here and a waste. So the saw pipes came first fixed a few weeks ago. They're all the other side ready to rock and roll. Just need to get the feeds across here basically. And then I don't think it actually shows on the drawing where the towel rail goes, but probably, I don't know, let's go over there, won't it? Have to go over there, I imagine. Yeah, that's probably going to be the best place for it. I'll double check anyway what they want, but probably going to have to get heat into there. So basically I'm the other side of this. My hot and colds are over there somewhere, so I need to run across and then through, if that makes sense. These are our hot and colds coming through. Just need to cut these off. See if we can bring them along. So these are my hot and colds coming up. This is my hot, that's my cold. We just need to bring them along in the middle here somewhere. It's a little bit awkward, but basically clip them along so we can lag them all nice, and I space them off no end so we can lag them all. And then they shouldn't freeze and they should keep all the heat in then. I just need to stretch out because I've got cramp, but basically that's what we're doing. Basically you just need to run over there. Do that bit next. I'll set this up so I can get a nice straight line. Bang through there. I've got these clipped pretty much all the way along. You'll not be able to see because it's too dark. The electrician's just been up here as well. He wanted to get in that bit. So hot's my inside. Generally I'd try and keep the services out of the way, but because this is literally a dead end, I've decided to run them straight down the middle. Obviously I know this is a crawl space, but it is what it is. Normally you try and keep them on the edge, but I've run them in the middle just for my ease really. You shouldn't ever really need to get back down here. So I just need to drill through. I'll not show you that way. I need to basically drill through with my hot and colds and stuff into the wall and then poke them through really. Then my hot and cold going through into my bath, which they're going to have to be boxing along that stud in. Kept the cold on the bottom, hot on the top, so it don't pick up heat. And then basically I just need to continue. I've just got the basin to pick up, which is just there, and then the toilet to do. So pretty much getting there this side. Obviously I've got to lag it all yet, but looking okay. Right, my basin feeds are all in. I'm going to feed the waste basically through the middle of the gap. So I've got room to lag all these. Bending, it's not quite perfect, but it's awkward when you're in like a little tunnel bit, to be honest with you. So I just need to carry that feed along for the toilet. My bath waste will sort of 45 past these, and I've left room on the other side. I'll show you in a second to get that into the bathroom. So I have thought about that. Yeah, not too bad basically. Just got the cold feed to the toilet too, and then I've got the radiator feed to water, and then just the waste pipes. And then we're done this side. Oh, and the lagging obviously. But yeah, they're all in now. Not quite perfectly straight, but as I say, I wanted to leave room for my waste pipe. That socket will come out anyway, for my waste pipe to go in the middle, so nobody will ever see it when it's all lagged up and in this side anyway. Right, so I've just done the cold feed to the toilet. That's basically all the hot and colds in now. I don't know how far you guys can see, but they're all in. I just need to lag them all up. I've just got the heat in, which are here. I've got to tag into them for a towel rail, which is basically going on my right hand side. It's quite awkward, there's not room to swing a cat in here. I had to crawl through this little wall to get through, which is a bit of a nightmare. If it'd been any fatter, I wouldn't have been able to get through. Yeah, they're all in, just got them to lag, the waste pipes to finish, which I'll have to pick some more waste pipe up, and I'll show you on the other side in a second, but most of the awkward stuff is done now, I think. So what we've got this side, we've got basin, hot and cold. I bought hot on the left. They're bath feeds, which are going to have to just be boxed in. Waste pipe's going to go below it. Basically run along there. Going to have to put shower feeds in for here on that wall there, and then obviously toilet stench and feed, and then we just got to chop the plasterboard off low level. They're going to apply that wall for us and basically pick the feeds up from the other side. That's going to be my next job, I think. Basically multi-tool it off and get them through. So yeah, pretty much most of the hot and colds are in, as I said. Right, what I'm going to do is level line across basically, and yeah, chop them pipes into the plasterboard, and then I'm going to sterling board it so I can get good fixings. I'm going to use the circular saw because I can't be bothered to go and get the multi-tool out of the van, so I'll just cut it off. I think it's dinner time, everything's gone quiet. It's already been plyboarded behind, which is not good for me. The seal said they were going to ply it on top and plasterboard it and skim it, so I'll just continue. I think it's one of them, innit? It's one of them. Looks like the rat's been chewing at it, but basically we drilled through the study now, basically got into the eaves. They're going to overboard this anyway. They're going to ply it and plasterboard it, so we should all be good on that. So I just need to feed my pipes basically in from the other side. I'll probably have to do it in 2 pieces just to get that through. Right, then my feed's coming through. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick them up where these air taps were, and then all the air should bleed out the towel rail then, so you shouldn't ever really have to get back in this side with a bit of luck, because that's the high point now and we're making that the new high point, so you should be able to bleed the whole of the upstairs from that towel rail in theory. So I'm going to try and keep these out the way basically. I'm not too sure I'm going to do it, so basically you can still get through. Not going to be very easy, but see, that's what I've been working with. Bit of a nightmare, but it is what it is. I'll get these put in quickly. I've got these feeds through into this bit. It's basically, I just have to bring them along. But I'm going to get them connected up on the other side first. That was just tricky getting through there. Right, I've just worked out where my pipes go for my tower rail. I imagine it'd be like a 500, that's what I'm going with anyway. So I'm just moving in 25mm on each side. I drill these through and then just pipe this up basically from there. So I know it's probably not ideal having them where the sterling board potentially could go, but the sterling board in this, the plasterboard in this sterling board. So that kind of is what it is. Pipe got a little bit trying to get through the wall, but it's not too bad. It's just awkward trying to get your drill in, so they're not kinked or anything, so it should all be good. Tower rail pipes are all in and done. Just got these to do next over here. The feet from my bath are all in. I've just labelled hot and cold, as I said. I keep the hot on top so it doesn't pick up heat from the cold. So the cold doesn't pick up heat from the hot, if that makes sense. Just got the showers first fixed and the waste pipe to get in now. And then we're getting there in here. Oh, the basin waste as well to do. So I've just set these up at 150 centres. I've allowed 13mm plasterboard on this side, so that should be dead centre of the bath. I always go about 11, 1200, something like that. I don't think there's a set regulation height, but basically all I'm going to do is poke a hot and cold out here, hot on the left, and poke them out under the bath. And then I put the blender down there. Obviously the shower will be thermostatic, and I'll connect them basically in on the hot and colds, unblended, and the bath will be blended. And the next job then is the waste pipe, that waste pipe, and then I'm done in here. They're going to sterling board that wall for us so we'll get good fixings. So getting there upstairs. I'm just making two of these sections of pipe up, which will basically I'll just be able to feed in from the other side. I'm just going to put a couple of clips on the back of the sterling board just to hold the pipes, but they should be fine. There should be no need to test them before it's all plastered. They'll never leak, he says. I've jinxed it now, so it should be fine. So they'll look something like that, dead level, 150 apart, and they'll just poke out underneath. I just need to pop a couple of clips on the other side, just hold them, but fairly solid anyway. Right, I'm just getting my waste pipe in now. We've got 4 on that anyway. So I just need to go to the other side and get it connected up. I've just got enough waste pipe luckily, and then I've just got this 1.25" that will never fall on it, basically to boss into the soil pipe. I've got some bosses here as well. So I'll get that done next. I've just got to go back in that horrible bit the other side, and then I'm pretty much done upstairs then. And then we've just basically had another site meeting. They're moving the cylinder again. So now I've got to get a load more pipe work around, which is going to be good fun for me. I wish they'd just make their mind up and stick to it, but basically all this is okay in here. They're all happy with this, but just the cylinder I'll show you. And obviously I've got some floor squid to chop up now to get a radiator in the kitchen as well, which is going to be good fun. So what I thought was going to be like a day's work has ended up being another 3-day, but it is what it is. I'll show you in here where we've got a bit of peace and quiet. Basically they're the underfloor heating pipes that come off where the old boiler was, which was just through there in the utility. You can probably just see the flow. They feed the underfloor heating manifold. Obviously they're sticking out past the wall, they're air taps, so we've got to do something with them, is what I'm trying to say. I've got a radiator on here, which obviously I'm going to have to be really careful when I screw that bracket on for the radiator, obviously to not hit them pipes, but that's by the by really. We've got unvented cylinder going over here now, and we've got another radiator going through there under the window, which that's easy enough, but it's basically how I get my feeds across my cylinder. Obviously I can get run in here, so I need to get primary flow and return in, a hot, a cold, and obviously a discharge. And then the sparky's got to get some wires. So basically I've got to get all them first fixed, round the stud in, and back into this bit where the boiler was, because we're having 2 tumble dryers and 2 washing machines in there, and I've got to sort all the pipe work out, which drops on the other side. So all the pipe work at the minute is dropping down the other side of that wall, if that makes sense. So I've got to sort all that out and bring them all round and make it all nice and neat and tidy in there. That's going to be my mission for this afternoon, I think. I'm all first fixed in here now, so they're just going to box these pipes in for me. My next job will be the bath, and then I've got all these connected as well, so all these wastes are in. They're all connected up, they're all connected in. Nothing's been tested yet, but I think they all should be fine. So I'm done, all swept out, ready to rock and roll. So So yeah, quite happy with that really. Looks okay. Right, I've moved all my gear from upstairs right downstairs. I swept out upstairs for the next man basically to go in. So my first job in here is going to be get flow and return across this roof. I'll space it all off and lag it again, basically across here, and then we've got a radiator going smack bang under that window. So after you've got one side of the window, I'll just drop it down this side. Can't imagine they'll be having curtains, but I'll put on the drawing where they drop. Basically you don't really have too much choice, so I just bring them out along and then out in the right place. I think it was at 800 going under here, so bring the pipes out at 890, 45mm either side. So that's my first job, and then as I said a minute ago, I'll get all my services through for my cylinder this afternoon as well, hopefully, or I'll have to finish it tomorrow if I don't get time today. So that's what I'm going to crack on with. I'll get some steps in, get some clips on and crack on, I think. Apologies about the poor lighting in here. I'm using these fake like Talon, they're not proper Talons, they're just the one Plumber sent to sell. So basically they just lock on. You can use them on 15 or 22 just to space your clip up so you can get your lagging on. So I'm just going to set them up straight across there on the timbers. We'll get them pipes in. Just 15mm flow and return to there. And it'll just pick one radiator up here off as well on 15mm, which is fine. So we've got our flow and return clipped on up there. We will have to put some air taps somewhere in this roof space. They are going to leave us a hatch, obviously, so we can get in. I just need to bring them down the other wall, the wall on the other side, ready first fix for the radiator. And these will go along. We've got another radiator going on there, and then basically pick the flow and return up on the other side. So it all should be good. So we're all clipped up down this wall. Just a word of warning, with trusses, say if that truss is in the way, we can't cut, drill or notch that truss at all. So we'd have to go behind or in front, but you can't. Like with joists you can drill or notch as long as it's the regulations, but with trusses you can't cut them at all. So just be careful. Obviously we've just got two 15mm to drop down. We'll drill through this stud in and bring them out in the right place. One there and one there somewhere. And we'll put a lock shield drain off when we're done as well, but we just need to get the first fix in so it can get plastered. So yeah, that should be fine. I've got all the top connected in. I've put them with a slight rise going that way. We'll put some air taps along there somewhere. I'll probably try and lag all these before the ceilings go up. So I just need to finish the bottom bit. I just need to drill through that timber twice, that timber once, and probably that timber as well. But I'll have a look anyway. I think it's an 800 radiator as I already said, so just add 45mm on per side. We should be somewhere near. I'll bring the pipes out somewhere above the skirting board. So along there somewhere, I'll sort it. That's my first one all in and soldered up. I always bring my pipes out about 230 because then it leaves room for a skirting board and you get a pipe collar on there as well. And then normally it brings your radiator middle of the window, if that makes sense, like height wise. They just look fine. That's how I always do mine. Right, I've all this is soldered up. I've even done that without melting the plastic, which is no easy task because that stuff just melts so easy. So first one in, all connected up. We just got the second one to do now. Tools we've got nowadays makes everything so easy. Literally just press the trigger on it, it fits your pipe. Everything is so easy. That will just basically go into there like that, and then I just need to offset that one up slightly to bring it out at the same height. But everything's just made so easy by the tools we've got. When I first started, everything was like NiCad batteries and stuff like that. It used to take forever to drill holes and stuff, but everything's lithium ion now, everything's so powerful, so it just makes life so easy. So this one's all set up. I'll probably just put some noggins in for the brackets. Basically the brackets will hang about there somewhere, but pipes are all set up level, correct distance apart. They're all in nice and neat. We haven't melted anything or anything, so I've just capped them off with some service valve because it makes it quicker to drain down from, so you can just put a hose on there really. Yeah, that's basically done this side. I'll get tidied up in here and connect them up the other side now. So in here we've got flow and return going to the upstairs radiators. They're the flow and return to the downstairs on them shotguns. And then they're the underfloor heating pipes, these two 22s here, and then we've got hot and cold. So all we've got in here is we've got two washing machines, so we need colds with double check valves, and the boiler's going outside, and then we've got two tumble dryers. So all that wall's going to be taken up by them appliances. So the cylinder is going over there on the other side. So we need to get our services around. So we've got discharge, flow and return to the cylinder, and then hot and cold. So we'll have to work all them in as well. What else have we got? I've got a radiator going on the back side of there as well, so we've got to get flow and return in for that as well. But yeah, all this, I think they're going to stud all this wall off and then just put like access panels in for the zone valves and stuff, but I need to tidy it all up obviously, I can't leave it like that. So that's probably going to have to come back tomorrow and do all that, because I ain't going to have time today. I'll sort it. So I've drilled 2 through. We'll probably pick these back up from the other side. We'll just put a drop in here. I'll probably have to offset behind that joist, because obviously we can't cut that truss. So I nearly got room to get behind. I'll have a look anyway. They're only thermalite blocks, so they're like flipping, I don't know what you call it, but you can carve into them dead easy anyway. So I'll just get these clips put on and we'll pick them up with them pipes over there with some air taps as well. I've got the sheep keeping me company this afternoon. Sometimes it's better than working with people. Anyway, I've got most of my, going back to plumbing, I've got most of my drop in. Just got all the clips on now. So just need to bring them around and onto there hopefully. I've only got 6 metres of copper left though. So I've probably got a little bit in the van. But yeah, just stand here, gaze at the view for a few minutes. I've just offset these past the truss, ready to connect on. Basically up here, so they should be perfect for that. I just need to solder these, solder them, and then just connect them up. Over there you can't quite see, but that's what I need to do. My soldering's not the best, but it's functional. It never ever leaks, or touch wood, it never leaks. So I very rarely get drips. It's just, I don't know, I just can't get it absolutely perfect, but it should be fine. You'll never really see it behind there anyway, or you'll never see it. Just got them 2 to do. Right guys, back on this one today. What I'm going to do is sort all my services out from the unvented cylinder. I'm going to get all them tuck around. I'm going to try not to fall over any of the data cables that the data man or the electrician's left here. And basically sort all this wall out here. So all of these pipes need sorting out. I need to sort out my colds, my hot, my flows, my returns. I need to put feeds in for wash machines. Still not 100% sure on the position of the boiler, whether it's going on the back of that wall or on the side of this wall. But I need to get flow returns basically from there and into the heating, into the hot water, if that makes sense, and into the underfloor with zone valves and stuff. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I just need to crack on with this one because the plasterers are on my back. Right, the lighting's still a bit bad in here because it's still quite dark outside, but what I'm going to do is take all these lats off to give me room to get my services across. So I just whip them off and then we'll just have to put them back. Obviously that's so they can screw the plasterboard. They're going to insulate this and plasterboard this yet. So I just need to take them off so I've got a nice clear run all the way through back into the utility room. Now the first thing I try and do is try and work out where stuff's going to go. So my cylinder's going to go tight in this corner down here. Obviously it'll be about 600 round. I imagine it'll be approximately, they're normally about 6 foot tall. So I need a hot feed coming out here in the centre, ready to pick up off the top of the cylinder. My cold feed can be here because I always bring my cold feed up, keep the composite valve above the height of the cylinder because it makes it easier to work on, and then I drop back down. So we need a cold feed here, and the coil flow and returns want to be coming out here somewhere so we can pipe around and then into the connections. Obviously it'd be easier if we had the cylinder on site, but we haven't. And obviously the discharge we want to keep as low as possible, but with a full, because obviously that's only gravity, all the way to the outside. So we need to run along here, through this nib, and then the outside walls there. So obviously we need to do our discharge calculation sizes. We'll probably only have one knuckle bend here, because obviously we've got to get around that wall, and then a turn. There's a drain on the outside, or we'll have to put a guard on it, either or. And then obviously we'll keep our bends as slow as possible. We might even do that with 45s into the cupboard to pick up the unvented discharge over there somewhere. So that's what I'm thinking. So my hot will come out at the top. I'll try and get out above, might even run it above these yet, I'm not too sure. Or I'll come out and then it'll have to come up in the cupboard or something. But we'll keep the hot separate to the cold so it doesn't pick up heat, and we'll try and keep the flow and return away from the cold as well if that's possible. So I always sort of try and plan it out in my head. Obviously it's easier if you've got the cylinder on site because you can see exactly where stuff needed to be then. that socket will be going, don't worry about that. But yeah, just trying to plan all your pipe work out so it looks really neat in your cupboard. Obviously that's your work area. You want whoever works on that cylinder in the future to say, oh wow, he's done a neat job. And what I'll probably do, I'll put a secondary expansion for the heating in here as well if I've got room. So there'll be a red expansion vessel here, and there might even be a white one depending what sort of cylinder we've got. If it's a mega flow, it might be internal. If not, there'll be an external one. So that's my initial thoughts. First job as always is to get our clips on the wall nice and level. The bottom one will not be level because obviously we need a fall on that for our discharge. So we've got all these set up. We just need to put our clips on. We can get some pipes in then. Right, so I've worked out whereabouts we're drilling through. We need to get 4 through into the utility room. That's the edge of the wall, so that should be clip distance about that. First one I didn't quite get right, but we're about there. So then 4 will go through, get them all soldered up, and then bring them along here. Right, we've got 4 holes through, all done with 28 so we can sleeve. So I can get all these pipes soldered up, and I'll probably push the sleeving in from the other side. So I find that a bit easier. So we'll get them in. I just bring them out this side into the cupboard so they can get this wall plastered then. So this is on the other side now. I just need to pop some sleeving through here yet. But that's the first one in, set up at clip distance. So I need to run these along and I sort all this out then. That's how it's going to look anyway. Right, these are all in, nice and level now. That's excuse the drilling. I've got them all through. I think what I'm going to do with these air taps, I'm going to cap these back. I'll trip over that. I'm going to cap these back here in the wall, 15mm solid cap X, and I'm going to cut some T's in the airing cupboard so you can bleed these after, I believe. So it should make it easy for the next man. So I just need to get my discharge out. I'm going to turn them into the cupboard, ready to rock and roll for the cylinder. I'm going to cut these off at 600, these 3, and I'm going to keep the bottom one as my cold, and I'm going to leave this one longer so it should come up behind the cylinder then. That's what I'm thinking. You can line your laser up with the centre of the pin so you can cut them all off at the same point then. It's dead easy. They're all cut off dead in line. So as I say, I'm going to leave the cold as the bottom so it doesn't pick up any heat. I'm going to probably bring that around there, and then all them 3 are just going to come straight into the cupboard. It's where the tape measure trick comes in really handy. You can just prop your pipe up when you're soldering, so nothing moves then. I know you can crimp your fitting, but I just prefer to do it like that. So this is the bit where the pipe starts to not look level, because obviously I've got my discharge in, running at the bottom. What I've done is I've pulled that bend to try and give it as, you know, least resistance as possible. We'll have to use a soldered bend on this one, but then we've only got like another 1.5 meters to the outside, so it'll have a gravity fall all the way along, as you can probably see. And then in the cupboard I'll sweep all the bends so it gives it best chance of coming out the tundish. It should be fine. We'll have to check it obviously, but I don't think there'll be any issues from experience. That's my discharge. We've got to fall all the way through. What we'll have to do is turn this down and put a terminal guard on it, so obviously nobody can burn themselves. It just wants to discharge in a safe place, not a visible one with tundishes, with discharges. So the boiler's going, I think the boiler's going here anyway, so it'll be behind the boiler, and they'll probably put a guard so nobody can climb on the boiler onto the roof anyway. But that's where it's got to go. I've got it as low as I can above the waste pipe, so it'll discharge out the way. That outside tap's coming out anyway, and obviously that boiler flue is as well. So, I'll show you inside. So I just need to put it in that clip, and then just solder that elbow up. And that's all through then. Looking good. Another quick point with terminations from unvented. On the building regulations it says the preferred method is go over a back inlet gully. The reason I don't like doing that is because I've seen it before where they've got smells out the back inlet gully, straight up the discharge, and then what they've done is they've blocked the tundish in the airing cupboard to stop the smells coming back up. So there was talk about one point about changing the regulations to say it was a preferred method to just drop it onto the floor with a terminal guard. I don't know if that got changed, but it's 3 years since I've done my G3. But I know, as I say, on the approved document G3 it does show the preferred method, dropping over a drain. But I prefer not to do it because, as I say, I've seen it before where they've blocked where people have blocked the D2 in the airing cupboard to stop the smells, and obviously that sort of defeats the point of having the tundish. So I prefer to do mine like that. So all my pipes are in this side now. I've just got to finish connecting them up. Hopefully get some lagging on before the plasterers come as well. So basically all my work is on the other side now. They're all in nice and neat. We've got some air taps in on these at the high point, so they're falling back that way now. I just have to lag them so it doesn't touch some cables as well, but that should be fine. Right, the plan with these is to sweat these out probably, just solder 2 end feed cap ends on there, and then move the air taps into the airing cupboard so you can still bleed this leg across. So that's what I'm going to crack on with now. All these are in, just got them to lag. They look alright. 2 air taps up there as I said earlier. So yeah, they're all in and done. So once I've got this done, I can move into the other side then. And then all this is ready for the plasterers. I've just got a radiator to go on the back side of that, but it will sort of go back to back with the utility so I can get to the feeds after. So I've done them with an M&F elbow and just an end feed cap. So it just gets it tight behind the wall then. And as I say, we're going to cut some air taps in over there then. It just tidies this corner right up. The next job is to sort all this rubbish out in here. Somebody labelled that as the return, but that ain't the return, that's the flow. So that one went into there. I'm going to cut off everything I don't need and basically strip it all back. We're bringing this wall out 4 inches to hide all the surfaces, and then the appliances are going to sit in front. So that's our pipes coming through. We've got a radiator on the back side of there to pick up. They want them gone, but I can't get rid of them without getting rid of the dead legs, so I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with them. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do next, anyway, get rid of all this crap in here. Right, I've stripped out a lot of it that I can. I can't get rid of the colds yet because they need the water on. I ideally need to replace this with 22 anyway, to pick up the bottom one over there. So what I'm trying to think is, obviously I need to keep my primary return, this is the last one back into the return onto the boiler. Obviously I've got, that's my heating flow, which went to my heating. Sorry, that's where did that one go? I've got confused myself now. That's basically downstairs heating flow. That one went to the rads, and then the underfloor came off that, which is these here. So it's just a case of picking everything back up as neat and tidy as I can. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect, but it'll be better than it was before. So that's my mission. So I'm going to come along with my pipes up there. I'm going to move that socket. I'm going to go along, and then I'm going to tidy all this lot up at the end. Just going to try and keep all mine as neat and tidy as I can. As I say, the colds I can't do too much with, and obviously where they go through the floor I can't do too much with. All this is being panelled anyway, so I'm going to keep all the valves and controls and stuff over there, so we can just move that one panel and get to all the zone valves and stuff. That's the plan anyway. I'm getting a lot of these pipes worked in now. You'll have to bear with, because you won't really be able to see what's going on, but all will become clear when we get a few more in. Right, we're getting pretty close to the end of the day again, so I'm probably going to end the video here because it's probably getting quite long. So you can see I've got most of my pipe work in. I'll finish this off anyway, I'll film it all for you guys. So just need to pick up all these zone valves and stuff, jig all these in, sort all these colds out yet. But yeah, it's not going too bad. Should look okay when I get it all done. Obviously it all takes time. So yeah, I'll probably end it there. Just if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike, and I will see you all in the next episode. Thank you all for watching.